I hate this position I'm in. I hate it. I need to do something about it. And I will. Don't distract yourself from an awful situation. Don't. It's your responsibility to fix that. If you want a different life from what you're living right now, who is it up to? You. And it's not logical. I'm not like some smart aleck who knows all the answers. I'm just a dumb person who's frustrated with life sometimes. That feeling of hatred, of just dissatisfaction, just disgust at yourself. To fuel yourself to do better. To change, you have to be pissed off at your current condition. Exhibit A, pissed off condition. Welcome back, guys. I think I might stand up. I might do a half stand up for this one. Oh, man. Small tangent here. I've never liked driving, really. But I've liked it more now, not because of driving itself, but it gives me time to ruminate. Kind of just to think about my thoughts. And what I do a lot of times is I don't think I've ever really heard of anyone else doing this, and I'm sure there's people out there that do this. But I put a track on, like a song, or like not even a full song, like a 10-second clip of a song that I really like. I connect with for some reason. And the crazy thing is, I don't even listen to that song a lot, honestly. Like there's I can give you examples. I'm sure I'll put it up. But like, there's like some songs that like there's like a 10 or 15-second clip that I just have on loop because like there's a concept there for me. It's not even oftentimes the lyrics. It's just like the atmosphere of the song itself, or like the emotion that's conveyed in the music that I just kind of ruminate on and just think about, meditate on even, basically. It's basically meditation, I would say, because you're just kind of repeatedly bring your mind back to the same thought process.
You're still too weak. You just don't have enough hate. You're still too weak. You just don't have enough hate. You're still too weak. You just don't have enough hate. You're still too weak. You just don't have enough hate. You're still too weak.
So that's what I listen to on the way back, on the way there and back. Just driving there. It's not a long drive, but just listening to that on repeat the entire time. And I was just thinking about it, and I already knew this, but sometimes I have like epiphanies of just like, sometimes when you need to make the change to like to start the habit, the quote unquote motivation, you have to sometimes really kind of be honest with yourself and of why that's happening. And the best version of it is that the best outcome is that you want to be a better person, period. I think we can all work towards that, but a lot of times, that's the perfect goal to go for, but it's not something that kicks you into overdrive, right? To actually start that habit of something that you don't want to do, but that's good for you and that will make you a better version of yourself, right? And for me, like that concept right there of just like, you don't have enough hate. You're still too weak. You're still too weak. You don't have enough hate. Whether you're in a position that, financially you're just frustrated with, You don't have the financial freedom to make choices. You're paying off credit card debt, etc. Like, or you have to have like the motivation to start that habit, to stick to it. Because like you can't just be motivated and not have a habit, because you will fail. You will run out of motivation. It's like a muscle, right? So you have to have that drive though to at least start that habit, to put it in place, and that is so hard to do. But like you said, there's a turning point sometimes where you just need to realize, or you need to come to grips with something. And I've had that once or twice in my life so far. I'll make a separate video about the first time, but the second time was, of course, over a girl, right? And this actually took a while to come to fruition. It wasn't like immediate. Like, long story short, I was interested in her. She was interested in me. There was kind of back and forth. There was some drama with another guy involved. Not my proudest moment. I still regret that. But either way, we ended up going our separate ways, right? And it was the epitome, it was the classic, like, oh, I couldn't choose between you two guys. It was so dumb, right? And it was just something I regret to this day to do, because I didn't go about it the right way. But regardless, that kind of flipped a switch in me. That was like a delayed switch. Like in the moment, it hurt a lot. But once that switch flipped, I kind of came to grips again with like reality of just like, okay, well, if I was more handsome, more in shape, a better person just in general, more wealthy, right, etc., I have options, and she would want me more. Period. And it's easy kind of just mask that, or just not think about it much, especially with like social media now, YouTube, Netflix. You just kind of like sit back, do your job, kind of relax, and kind of you don't have boredom moments. Like, you don't have moments of boredom where you're just like, I need to do something, right? You can always have a YouTube video available. You can always have a Netflix show available. But it kind of, with that kind of constant attention, availability for you, that you can always, like, if you're bored, you can always pull up something to watch. A lot of times you don't have moments of silence to like recollect your thoughts. And now, like, especially with porn, like sure, you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you want, right? But like, you can just watch a porn video and kind of get off. You feel better, right? Just kind of get it done with, right? But it's not the same as actually like achieving something so that you are attractive to the opposite sex, right? And then getting into a relationship, right? I've never been in a relationship, but it has to feel better than what just porn offers, right? And that's just one factor of porn that I don't really consider it's not good for you, right? That's just one aspect for me. It's just like, it's too easily accessed. The dopamine there is just so easy. It's just a couple clicks away on your phone or on your computer, right? And so when you kind of want, in this case with the girl, and so with the girl, when we kind of parted and went our separate ways, it took me, a couple months to kind of get over it, and etc. And honestly, no, it really didn't take me a couple months, if I'm honest. It took me a couple months to come to the realization this wasn't going to work right now. And there was like, the back and forth drama was happening. And I was still trying to work it out, right? And then I just came to the point of just like, this is just so stupid. The drama is not... I hate drama. It's just not necessary for my life. She's really cute, and, we have great chemistry together. But that's it. She's not interested in kind of joining, our forces and working against the world right together right now, for whatever reason, right? And I just kind of came to that realization, not stoically, it just hurt, but it was just like, it felt inevitable, right? And so that's what took a couple months. And then after that, I just called her up and said, "Hey, it was a great time, hanging out and such. It's not gonna work out. Bye." You know. Um, Man, she was just she was a gorgeous girl too, so just painful to do that. But um, I just remember like it was like probably about 4 or 5 minute call. I was just like, "Hey, sorry to drop this on you, but it's not gonna work out. Goodbye." And I pretty much cut off contact from that point. And it kind of took me a couple months, kind of leading up to that moment, to accept that. But once I accepted that realization kind of set a drive into me, right? And it's like, you have one life right now, right? And you're not getting the things you want in the life. Why are you not making changes? You know what you need to do to make changes, to improve yourself, to get better, to level up, video game terminology, and you're not doing it. Why? And it was at that point I was just like, okay, this is how it goes. I'm gonna really buckle down, and here we go. And that was where the battle of habits take place. Is once you have that spark of motivation, you don't have enough hate. You're still too weak. You don't have enough hate. That trigger, whatever you want to call it, if it's hate, frustration, anger, that's really key to not let it destroy you, but to use that as a trigger point into the next phase. Get that habit out of your life that's evil for you, that's not doing anything for you, and replace it with something better. That's something that like I found it to be way more effective for me personally. Is like, okay, if you have a bad habit, rather than trying to get rid of it, just put better habits in there, and consciously make an effort to get rid of the bad habit too. But just fill up your day so you don't have time for that bad habit anymore. And that was part of the reason why I did Brazilian Jiu Jitsu almost exactly a year ago. It was something that I knew would make me a better person. It's challenging, it's good cardio, you get to know other people from different backgrounds, etc. And, oh, I don't have enough time. You have enough time, okay? Like, let's be real. We all have too much screen time on our phones. I certainly do. You need to find a spark of inspiration, motivation, just sheer grit, and turn that around and say, instead of just kind of despairing, oh no, I'll never get the girl, oh my goodness, I'll never graduate college, like I'll never get a good job that pays well, just no, like, fuck you. You're doing this, and you're doing this now, and this is how you do it. And you put those habits in place, you take those bad habits out, and you do it. And you accept that for at least a couple years you're going to suck at it, and it's going to become like something you dread a lot of times. But that builds character, and that's like, my dad always said that growing up. I'm doing something I don't like to do. He said, oh, it builds character. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. But like, the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing he's so true. And just being willing to do something that you actively dislike, or just something that you don't find naturally, you just find yourself naturally not doing that, right? But it's uncomfortable, it challenges you, it makes you a better person. Being willing to do that every day for years on end, you have to, in this modern era with so many easy distractions that make you so soft, you have to put yourself in harder spots. It's kind of the inverse problem than humanity has had in the past, where we're just trying to scrape by, survive. In this case, we've, at least in the first world countries, we have it too easy. Easy times create soft men, right? And so in order to ensure that those soft men don't create hard times, you have to galvanize yourself. You recognize yourself. You're in a soft, easy time. And so you counteract that by making you do hard things. So you're a hard man. So you're a strong man. So you have a backbone. You're able to take on adversity. You're able to take on adversity bravely and head on. And it's way easier to do that when other people are like that too. You know, and this goes back to like you're the sum of the five people you hang out with, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. But the point is, you need to find that moment that just drives you to frustration, and that use that frustration to make a change that's going to actually impact that moment that you're frustrated by. For me, and for a lot of guys, I'm sure it's women, right? There's some date that doesn't go well, and this the girl of your dreams falls through the cracks. You can't get her to you can't wife her up, etc. Whatever you want to call it, and you just break it off. You lose her, right? And you can kind of go two ways. And I have some friends that have gone the other way, where they kind of get to that moment, they have this girlfriend, they kind of lose her, and they just they stay the same, And I'm 25 now. Some of these friends are like early 30s, and they're just, they're nice people, and I love them, but they're just not where they should be. If they had taken that moment of that moment of heartbreak, that kind of moment of realization that like, dang, like I'm not doing enough in my life, and instead they galvanized that moment and used that as like just freaking drive, motivation, just pure emotion, and turn that into good habits, they'd be a completely different person right now. So, and the epitome of that, but it's necessary to have that heartbreak, to have that frustration, to have that desperation, even to spark you into action for change, for the better. I think it's so easy now to kind of drown out that frustration in video games, movies, Netflix, and chill. Any distraction that gives you that easy dopamine, that porn, quick couple tabs or clicks away, right? But it isn't real. It's not genuine achievement. Anyway, enough talk. I need to get to bed. It's 10:24. I wake up at 5. I'll be tired, and I don't want to do that. But I have to. Peace out. If you want to subscribe, go for it. We're on this journey together, bros. Some dark times are ahead. And that's why we wear sunglasses. Life isn't fair. Nothing you can do about it. That's what they want you to think. You can do so much that you're not doing already. You just need the guts, the heartbreak to make that action happen. To turn that key into the new you. To open the door of possibility. Peace out.